It was 2:47 a.m. when Ruth, 71, collapsed on her bedroom floor. No chest pain. No warning signs. Just silence, followed by a fall. The kind of silence that makes you question everything you thought you knew about your health. Ruth had no idea that something she'd been doing for years, every single night, was slowly increasing her risk of stroke. And the truth is, she's not alone. Most older adults are doing the same thing without even realizing it. You might be thinking, but I follow all my doctor's instructions. I take my medications. I try to stay active. And that's exactly why this message is so important. Because sometimes it's not about what you aren't doing, it's about what you are doing, but at the wrong time or in the wrong way. And in the case of stroke, those little habits, especially the ones around bedtime, can either protect your brain or put it at risk when it's most vulnerable. In this video, we're going to walk through exactly what happened in Ruth's case, what her doctors found, and what thousands of other seniors are now learning, before it's too late. We'll talk about one common bedtime habit that silently affects blood flow, oxygen levels, and pressure on aging vessels. And more importantly, we'll share what you can do tonight to reduce your risk, sleep better, and give your brain the protection it deserves. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Drop your city or state in the comments below. I always love seeing how far our community is reaching. 1. What happens in your body while you sleep? Sleep is supposed to be a time of rest and recovery. But after age 65, it can also become a time when your body is most vulnerable. That's because several important systems in your body shift during the night, and these shifts don't always go smoothly as we get older. Here's what's happening. When you lie down and fall asleep, your heart rate slows, your blood pressure drops, and your breathing becomes more shallow. This is part of your body's natural process to conserve energy and allow healing. But in seniors, these changes can sometimes go too far. Instead of just calming down, your blood pressure might dip too low. And your breathing might become too light, especially if you snore or have sleep apnea. And here's where it becomes dangerous. When you sleep lying completely flat, gravity stops helping your blood drain from the brain. For a younger person, this might not cause issues. But if you already have weakened veins, stiff arteries, or poor circulation, this position can raise the pressure inside your head. It can also reduce oxygen levels if your airway is even slightly blocked. Sleep apnea, for example, is common in older adults and often goes undiagnosed. It causes brief interruptions in breathing that can lower oxygen and raise blood pressure over and over through the night. According to the American Stroke Association, this condition can increase your stroke risk by up to 4 times. So between low blood pressure dips, broken sleep, airway issues, and vessel strain, your brain ends up going through a kind of roller coaster at night, when it's supposed to be resting. And the older you are, the harder it is for your body to handle that stress. 2. 3 smart hydration rules to protect your brain at night. Let's talk solutions now. You already know hydration is important. But if you're drinking most of your fluids late in the evening, you could be putting unnecessary stress on your heart, bladder, and brain, especially while you sleep. That's why doctors now recommend not just how much you drink, but when and how you drink it. Here are 3 simple rules that can make a real difference. Rule 1. Stop drinking water 90 minutes before bed. This is one of the easiest and most effective steps. By cutting off fluids 1.5 hours before lying down, you give your kidneys time to process what's already in your system. This reduces the chance you'll need to wake up to use the bathroom, and it lowers the risk of sudden nighttime blood pressure drops from standing too quickly. A 2014 study in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that this one change led to 47% fewer nighttime awakenings in older adults. That means better sleep and less risk for stroke-causing disruptions. Rule 2. Front-load your hydration during the day. Your body absorbs water better when you're active. So drink most of your fluids in the morning and afternoon. Think of hydration like a savings account. if you wait until bedtime to catch up, it's already too late. The Mayo Clinic recommends 7 to 9 cups of fluid per day for seniors, but try to get the bulk of that before 6 p.m. That way, your body is well hydrated before sleep, not during it. Rule 3. Choose smarter fluids at night. If you're thirsty close to bedtime, avoid sugary drinks, caffeine, or alcohol. These don't hydrate you, they either stimulate your system or dehydrate you more. Instead, try this gentle option: a small glass of water with a pinch of pink Himalayan salt and a few drops of lemon juice, about 2 hours before bed. This combination helps balance electrolytes and reduces overnight dehydration without overworking your bladder. These 3 habits aren't just about convenience, they're about protecting your circulation, reducing stroke risk, and helping your body rest the way it's meant to. In the next section, we'll look at one small but powerful change in your sleep position that can make your nights even safer. 3. The sleeping position that quietly raises your risk. Believe it or not, the way you lie in bed at night can directly affect your circulation, oxygen levels, and brain pressure. And for seniors, this matters more than ever. Many older adults sleep flat on their backs, thinking it's the most natural or comfortable position. But here's the problem: when you lie completely flat, gravity no longer helps your blood flow back from the brain to the heart. In younger people, the body can easily handle this. But after 65, especially if your veins or arteries are weakened, this can lead to a buildup of pressure inside the skull. And that's risky. A study published in the Journal of Stroke and Cerebrovascular Diseases found that sleeping in a fully flat position raised the risk of nighttime stroke by 23% in older adults, especially those with high blood pressure or circulation issues. Why? Because lying flat can worsen sleep apnea, reduce oxygen flow, and increase blood pressure fluctuations during the night. So what's the safer option? Elevate your head and upper torso by 10 to 30 degrees using a wedge pillow or adjustable mattress. This small incline helps blood drain more efficiently from the brain, keeps your airways open, and reduces pressure on the heart and vessels. It also improves breathing for those with snoring or acid reflux. And here's a bonus tip: side sleeping, particularly on the left side, has been shown to help with brain detox and better blood flow. A 2015 study in the Journal of Neuroscience found that left-side sleeping improved the brain's natural waste-clearing process, which is important for reducing stroke and dementia risk. 4. Is your bedroom putting you at risk without you knowing? You might be doing everything right, taking your medications, watching your blood pressure, trying to stay active. But if your bedroom environment isn't supporting your health, it could be silently working against you while you sleep. Let's talk about 3 overlooked factors: temperature, lighting, and electronics. First, the temperature. A lot of seniors prefer to keep their bedroom warm. No one likes cold feet or stiff joints. But here's what research shows: warm rooms may feel cozy, but cooler temperatures are actually better for your heart and brain at night. When the room is too warm, your body has to work harder to regulate itself. That increases heart rate and blood pressure during sleep, 2 things you want to keep steady. A study published in The Lancet found that stroke risk increased during colder nights, especially in homes where the body struggled to adjust to the temperature swings. The sweet spot for sleep? Between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, about 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. This range helps reduce blood pressure spikes, supports deeper sleep, and lowers inflammation markers. Next, let's talk about blue light. If you use a tablet, phone, or watch TV right before bed, the blue light from those screens might be disturbing more than just your sleep. It suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall and stay asleep. But melatonin also has protective effects for your brain. A study from Oxidative Medicine and Cellular Longevity found that lower melatonin levels were linked to higher stroke severity in older adults. What can you do? Use amber-colored lights in the evening. Turn off screens at least 1 hour before bed. If you have to use a device, turn on blue light filters or night mode. Lastly, let's address electronics. Wi-Fi routers, cordless phones, and charging devices right next to your bed might be affecting your sleep without you noticing. Some early research shows a connection between electromagnetic interference and poor sleep quality, especially in older, more sensitive individuals. While more studies are needed, stroke clinics often recommend simple precautions: put your phone on airplane mode, turn off smart devices at night, and keep electronics away from your pillow. 5. 3 bedtime rituals that help protect your brain while you sleep. Now let's talk about what you can do before bed to support your brain and nervous system. These 3 simple bedtime rituals are inspired by real routines used in stroke recovery clinics in the US, Germany, and Japan. And the best part? They're calming, easy, and backed by science. Ritual 1: the neurological wind down. Before you get into bed, spend just 5 minutes doing gentle movements for your shoulders and neck. Roll your shoulders in circles, 10 times forward, 10 times backward. Slowly tilt your head side to side. Then drop your chin gently toward your chest and lift it back up. Why this matters: these light movements stimulate the vagus nerve, which helps calm your body, lower your heart rate, and steady your blood pressure. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Neurology showed that seniors who practiced this type of pre-sleep mobilization had 17% fewer nighttime blood pressure spikes. Want to make it more effective? Add deep breathing: inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, exhale slowly for 6. Ritual 2: elevate your legs for circulation. After a full day, your legs may hold on to fluid and pressure. To help your heart and brain, lie down and place your legs on a few firm pillows, or lift them against the wall, for about 5 to 10 minutes. The goal is to have your legs slightly above heart level. This gentle position helps reduce fluid buildup, encourages lymph drainage, and takes pressure off the heart. A small study in the Journal of Geriatric Cardiology found that seniors who did this nightly had better morning blood pressure and fewer nighttime leg cramps within just 2 weeks. Ritual 3: create a sleep cue for your brain. One of the simplest ways to support sleep is to create a calming, repeatable signal your brain recognizes. This could be a specific scent, lavender or chamomile oil; a short soundscape, gentle waves or soft music; a light touch routine, like massaging your legs with magnesium or rosemary oil. The key is to do it every single night. In a Japanese study with older stroke patients, those who used a consistent sensory cue fell asleep 28% faster and woke up less during the night. 6. The medication and supplement combos that quietly raise stroke risk. You trust your medications. You may even take a few supplements your doctor or a friend recommended. But here's the hard truth: some common combinations, especially when taken at night, can quietly increase your stroke risk without you realizing it. These effects are even more serious in older adults because the body processes drugs more slowly with age. Let's go over 5 specific combos that stroke recovery clinics and ER doctors often flag as dangerous. Combo 1: blood pressure medications plus diuretics at night. If you take drugs like ACE inhibitors or beta blockers before bed, along with a diuretic like furosemide, a water pill, it might sound harmless, but it can push your blood pressure too low during sleep. This condition, called nocturnal hypotension, can limit blood flow to the brain in the early morning hours, right when strokes are most likely to happen. The Hypertension Optimal Treatment Study found that seniors who took diuretics at night were twice as likely to experience early morning dizziness or fainting. What to do? Ask your doctor if your diuretic can be moved to earlier in the day and monitor nighttime BP with a wrist cuff. Combo 2: sleep aids plus antihistamines. You want to sleep, so you take something like a sleeping pill, and maybe an allergy med like Benadryl. But both these drugs slow your nervous system, suppress breathing, and can reduce oxygen levels during the night. In older adults, especially those with undiagnosed sleep apnea, this combo can lead to confusion, falls, or even vascular instability. A study in Drugs and Aging found that this combination tripled the risk of stroke-like symptoms in adults over 70. What to do? Use non-drug sleep strategies when possible. If you must use medication, ask your doctor to review the full list. Combo 3, blood thinners plus omega-3 or turmeric. Taking prescribed blood thinners like warfarin or clopidogrel. Be careful if you're also adding in fish oil or turmeric capsules. These natural products have blood-thinning effects, too, and when combined, they can increase the risk of internal bleeding or brain bleeds, which can resemble or trigger a hemorrhagic stroke. A 2018 meta-analysis warned this combo is widely underestimated by patients. What to do? Always tell your doctor about any supplements you take, even if they seem natural. Combo 4, statins plus grapefruit or grapefruit supplements. You've likely heard that grapefruit juice interferes with statins, but the supplement form is even stronger. Grapefruit blocks the enzyme that breaks down statins in the liver. This means the drug builds up in your bloodstream, raising the risk of toxicity, blood pressure spikes, and vascular strain. What to do? Avoid grapefruit in all forms unless your doctor says it's safe with your specific medication. Combo 5, antidepressants plus herbal calming aids, like St. John's wort or CBD. This one surprises many people. If you take an antidepressant, and then add in calming herbal aids like CBD oil, valerian, or St. John's wort, you may trigger a serotonin overload. This can affect your heart rhythm, blood pressure, and brain function, especially while you're sleeping. A 2019 study in psychopharmacology warned that seniors are at greater risk of toxicity, even from small amounts. The point here isn't to scare you off from medications or supplements. It's to help you check your combinations, ask questions, and make sure nothing you're taking is quietly putting pressure on your brain or heart. In the final section, we'll explain why your brain's night crew, a hidden system that activates during deep sleep, needs your full support to keep you protected from long-term stroke risk. 7. Your brain's night crew. Every night, while you sleep, your brain doesn't just rest, it goes to work. Hidden inside your nervous system is something called the glymphatic system. Think of it as your brain's cleanup crew. It flushes out waste, clears toxic proteins, reduces inflammation, and even helps repair tiny tears in your blood vessels. This process is essential for preventing stroke, dementia, and cognitive decline. But here's the problem: it only works when you're in deep, uninterrupted sleep. Now imagine what happens if your sleep is broken, if you're waking up to use the bathroom, shifting in discomfort, reacting to low oxygen from snoring, or tossing and turning from overheating. Each of these things stops your brain from reaching the stage where the glymphatic system turns on. And without it, toxins build up. Blood vessels stay inflamed. And damage doesn't get repaired. In other words, your brain loses its chance to heal. This is why everything we've talked about matters: timing your water intake, adjusting how you sleep, checking your medications, and improving your bedroom environment. It's not just about comfort. It's about giving your brain the support it needs to do its nightly job of protecting you from long-term damage. Stroke risk isn't about one big mistake. It's about small things piling up night after night. But here's the good news: every small change you make tonight, like lifting your head slightly, cutting off water earlier, or skipping that extra supplement, gives your brain a better shot at staying healthy. Because sometimes healing doesn't happen at the hospital. Sometimes, it happens quietly, at home, in your bed, while you sleep. If you've made it this far, that already tells me something about you. You care. You want to understand what's happening inside your body. And you're not just waiting for a problem, you want to prevent it. That mindset alone puts you ahead. Let's be honest, no one expects a stroke. Ruth didn't. She thought she was doing everything right. But it wasn't one big mistake that brought her down. It was a series of tiny, unnoticed habits, like drinking water at the wrong time, lying flat at night, or taking medications in a way her body could no longer handle. That's why these tips aren't about fear. They're about power. Knowing the science, listening to your body, and making small, smart changes that protect your brain and heart, especially at night. These aren't big changes. But over time, they protect your vessels, your sleep, and your mind. Remember, stroke prevention doesn't start in the ER, it starts in the bedroom. Tonight can be the first night you give your brain what it needs to recover, recharge, and stay strong. You don't need to do it all at once. Just start with one change. Your future self will thank you.